Hey, what's up guys? My name's Brian and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at this Tacklife auto-darkening welding helmet, PAH03D. Now, as always, I'm going to be as transparent as possible with this channel. This helmet was sent to me for free. But with that being said, I always try to be as fair and as unbiased as I possibly can be. Now, this helmet is available on Amazon right now for $59.99, and you can apply at this moment. They have a 15% coupon you can apply, so knock it down to about $52. Now, this helmet has a 3.94 by 2.87 inch viewing area. So it does have a pretty decent sized viewing area for the price range it's in. Now, we can see here I have my Lincoln Viking helmet, and this has quite a bit bigger viewing area than this. And we're just gonna do a little comparison on them. Not gonna compare this to that because, I mean, this is, like I said, $52. I paid $240 for that. So that's pretty expensive. So I don't expect this helmet to be as good as that. If it is, then I'll say it is. If it ain't, then I'll say it ain't. But I have been using this for about a month now, and I wanted to use it for a while before I made a review on it. So this helmet, as I understand it, it comes with a 0 to 30 day money back guarantee. Then from 30 to 90 days, they'll replace it with a new one. And if you register your helmet or tool online from Tacklife, I think they give you an extra 90 days on your warranty. And then from then to 2 years, they give you what they call after sales help, whatever that means. I have no idea what that means. But this is more in comparison to, say, the Chicago Electric from Harbor Freight. Now, the viewing area on this is quite a bit bigger, and we're also going to see a lot more functions that this helmet has and a lot more features that this helmet has over that helmet. This helmet actually is, maybe not in comparison to quality of build or viewing area or the color spectrum that we're going to see, which we're going to try to test. I'm going to run something to try to get a look at an arc tonight, and we're going to look through this, we're going to look through this, and then we're going to look through another welding helmet I have that's just constantly dark, and we'll get a look at colors. Because when you're buying a welding helmet, what you're looking at is the viewing areas are not all created equal. This has what they call 4C technology, which is supposed to allow more of the visible light spectrum to show through. Because when you're looking at a weld, as we'll see, hopefully we can see a big difference in that to this to that. Because when you're looking down at a weld, the more colors you can see, the more you can tell what's going on, the better you can see your puddle, the better you can see the edges of the material you're working on and everything else. So the color is really important. Now, I've reviewed some of the specs on this, and this is UV and IR protected at all times, the same thing as this Lincoln Electric. So that's a good thing. That's a big thing when you're using a welding helmet, is the UV and the infrared coming through. It's going to burn you up. You know, the light that you see, if it doesn't go off, the light that you see will blind you, and it is really bright, and you can get a burn looking at that light. It's actually a sunburn on your eyes. But with this having UV and IR protection at all times, you're just going to get the flash, and it still can hurt you, and it still can over time mess you up. But the UV and IR will give you cataracts, will make you blind. So that's pretty important, that even if the welding helmet failed to go dark, then you would still be protected from UV and IR. But as I said, I've been using this for a month, and it hasn't failed on me one time, not yet. But that's a big thing when you're looking at a welding helmet, in my opinion, man. You're trusting your eyesight to this company and to this welding helmet. But as I said, I used it stick welding, I've used it MIG welding, I've used it flux core welding, and zero problems. So we'll take a look at it here in a second, but let's talk about some of the features of this helmet and what you get out of the box. Now, this comes with a bag, as you see here, pretty nice little bag. I mean, you can tell it's kind of cheaply made, but $52, I mean, to come with a bag. It comes with some extra lenses. It even comes with an extra battery, which this did not come with an extra battery. This comes with extra lenses and a whole bunch of other stuff. And it also comes with the bag you see back here. And that bag is a lot nicer than that bag. But the fact that they give you a bag, pretty nice to me, pretty cool looking. Definitely a professional looking helmet. And they're claiming this to be a professional helmet. Whether it is a professional helmet, you know, I'm going to have to say probably not, you know, an everyday professional helmet, but the question is to me is that can this be used by somebody that just welds a little bit in their garage, or maybe that's starting welding and doesn't have a bunch of money? Then maybe they could use this helmet, because to be used every day professionally, you know, if I was a professional welder, which I'm not a professional welder, but if I was a professional welder, I would definitely look towards Miller, Lincoln, ESAB, in that direction, because as I said, I'm trusting my vision, my sight. I'm trusting that this thing's gonna work, and I'm trusting that it's gonna protect me. So that would be where I would look professionally, but we're not gonna talk about professional. We're gonna talk about, as I said, everyday home use for somebody. Not everyday home use, but occasional home use for somebody, or starting out until you can get something else, as I said. So let's take a look. Now, this does have a pretty nice headband on it. It has a sweat cushion on both sides, front and back. And as we see, it has the adjuster knob on the back. And it doesn't do, what I don't like about some helmets is you have to actually press this in and to get it to turn. And I don't like that. I'd rather for it just to click in place. Now, I have used this, as I said, and I did tighten these up real tight, but sometimes it still would fall down. So that's another thing that can be a pain, and why you want to look for a pretty good helmet, because your cheaper helmets are not going to want to stay up, or you're not going to be able to adjust them enough where you can just flip them back down like this helmet. But with that being said, I mean, this is actually a really nice headband. It's got the sweatband, as I said, on the front and back, and it's also got the sweatband on the top. So it's definitely a comfortable fit. And we can also look inside. This has a lot of settings that the cheaper Chicago Electric that I spoke about, it doesn't have all these settings. This is going to give you a grind mode. It's going to give you a 4 to 8 shade mode, a 9 to 13 shade mode. Now, the shade mode is going to depend on how you're welding. You know, whether you're welding with how many amps, whether you're welding with a stick, flux core, MIG, and everything else. They're going to give you a recommended shade, and you're going to adjust it from there, because in my, you know, when I weld, I like to try to keep it as low as I possibly can to help me see better. But this also has adjusters for the sensitivity of the darkening helmet, and also the delay of the darkening helmet. If you don't want it to go dark as fast, if you want it to go dark faster, if you want it to be more sensitive, less sensitive, you know, that's all going to depend on you. And we can also see this has a test button, and this has been ANSI approved. Now, as far as the shell goes on this, we can see they do have the Tacklife printed on the top right there. All the stuff on this Lincoln, you see, most of it's stickers. This is the only thing that comes on the Lincoln, is the actual Lincoln Electric on the top. All the rest of the stuff is stickers that came with it that I've put on there. But as far as the shell goes, this shell, I can tell, is a lot more durable than this shell, but we're at the price difference. I mean, what can you expect? Now, with that being said, for the price, man, this does seem to be like a pretty well-made helmet. They give you a lot of stuff with it. It looks really good, and the headband is a big thing. I think the headband is really nice that they put in this helmet. Is it as nice as that one? No, it's not. But as I said, we're looking at two completely different sides of the spectrum on that. So what we're about to do is I'm about to try to show you some shots. Now I'm going to show you the Tacklife helmet. We're going to take a look at an arc, and we're going to take a look at what it looks like. And I hope this shows through well on the camera. All I can do is try right here. And then we'll also take a look at this Lincoln helmet, and we're going to see if there's any differences. And then we're going to put them both side by side, and we're going to look and see how they look. And just for fun, I have this old Hobart welding helmet. We're going to also try to get a shot of what the arc looks like through this as well. And this is just one that does not auto darken. It's just always dark. You flip this down and you can't see nothing until your arc starts. But we should be able to see a pretty big difference in color with this compared to the other two. So I can see a difference in the color of the Lincoln compared to this. But like I said, man, this is $250. This is $52. For the price, the viewing area you get, the looks of it, the headband, the ability to be able to do so many adjustments on it, For the price, I have to say this is probably a pretty solid purchase for somebody if you was in that price range. If you're looking for a decent auto darkening welding helmet and you're into the $40 to $100 range, $40 to $80 range, then I would definitely say take a look at this. I mean, you get the bag, you get the extra lenses, you get the extra battery. The helmet seems pretty nice, seems pretty durable. I've been using it for a month now. I've dropped it a couple times and it's holding up pretty good. So all in all, I have to say it's not bad for what it is. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go down and subscribe below. I'll be doing more videos like this, projects, tips, tricks, tool reviews, and everything else. So I hope you stick around. Till next time, stay real.